It's a Matter of Principles by EDU TV. EDU TV with 1 million eyeballs across the globe.
Connecting schools, universities, industries, and corporate houses.
Hi, this is Pranav Thakurta from EDU TV with 1 million eyes on us. Today we are with Mrs. Arora, the famous Mrs. Nita Arora, the director, Shri Venkateshwar International School, Sector 18, Dwarka, New Delhi, India. Her advocacy for students' welfare is commendable. That's why she has taken up this school to great heights in Delhi NCR. Not only Delhi NCR, this is one of the famous schools in the country. I'm very thankful to Ms. Nita Arora because she had been helping EDU TV since inception. Thank you so much, ma'am, for helping us. Ma'am, I would like to have your suggestion, advice for the 12th graders who will be writing their examination in 2024, as majority of them have not even given boards in class 10. We would like to have your advice, suggestion for all the students across the world for their smooth transition from schools to universities. In fact, we would also request you how we can bridge schools, universities and the corporate houses. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Pranav, for that question. And thank you, EDU TV, for taking me to the million eyes that are there on EDU TV day after day. Dear children, I only have to tell you one thing. Assessment is not of the learning that has happened. Assessment should also be viewed as assessment for learning. The exams should be enjoyed because the questions that you get will prepare you for further questions that life will throw at you, or universities will throw at you, or corporate houses will throw at you. You just have to apply logic, common sense, and believe me, your brain power will match the requirements of the examination. A lot of knowledge that you have amassed over the years is there in your brain, some at the unconscious level. Whatever you have been recently revising is almost at the conscious and subconscious level. When you see a question, your mind will automatically bring all the information that you have collected and the analysis that you have done from subconscious to conscious. Read the question again in case you don't recall. In case you don't recall, even after 2 readings, then try to remember what interaction happened in class when that particular chapter was being taught. Believe me, that those help as memory gestalts. And they bring back, even from the depth of your mind, information. Like, for example, there was a joke in the class, or there was somebody who did an activity in the class, or you were a part of a collaborative activity, or your teacher posed a quiz, or there was a test after that. Whatever might have happened in class during the course of that lesson will help you remember. Then you remember similar questions must have been asked umpteen number of times in the course of the year. If you recall your answers and the mistakes that you made, will help you keep away those mistakes now when you're writing the board examinations. So you get 15 minutes before the paper begins to read your question paper. Use those 15 minutes well. Relax. Don't worry about, I wish I could start writing my answers. Read your questions carefully. Let your mind churn all the information. Believe me, it will bring out the best on the top. The more churning it does, it's like something like a mixie, you know. The more you churn, you get all the cream separated. So all the answers will come on the surface. 15 minutes are enough to read those questions and then start attempting from question number 1 to question number 8, last in that ascending order, or you may start in the descending order. I know some children start with the 5-marker or the long mark questions first and move to the objective later. Either way is right. Whatever suits you, do that. In case you do not know a few answers, do not get unnerved. Leave that question. Leave space for that answer. Move on to the next question. Draw a line at the end of each answer, because the examiners do not understand where have you separated one answer to another. Sometimes they leave some parts unchecked. So leave a clean space between them, 1 or 2 blank lines. Draw a line. Write the question numbers, attempt the answer to that next one. If you take care of these, and then whatever important points are there in an answer, while reading it again, keep underlining. If you have enough time, your paper is not too long, you may even use two coloring, black and blue. Red is not allowed to you, red is for checking. But underline at least your important part of the answer. And another tip that I like to give you, please do not write complete sentences where phrases will do. You can write incomplete sentences, but say you write points, your answer in points 1, 2, 3, 4 and phrasal answers. Believe me, those act as easy points for the examiners to see. Sometimes they have to read paragraphs and paragraphs just to look for that key point. And the key point carries just half mark or 1 mark. It doesn't carry more than that. So there is no need to write pages about it. Just write your key points. If it is a long answer question, explain it. If it is a 1 marker, just 1 sentence, answer is enough. In fact, please read the word limit for your answer. So many times the papers say write within 30 to 40 words, write between 70 to 80 words or 100 words or 150 words. In fact, it is known to us that some examiners cut marks if your answers exceed a certain word limit, though board doesn't want you to do that. Secondly, try to not leave any question unanswered. Why? A smart guess. A smart guess will not get you negative marks. That is the beauty of a board examination. It will fetch you some marks. And there is a possibility it may fetch you full marks too, because your smart guess is going to be quite an intelligent guess, because as I said, your brain has already churned out fact from fiction and brought the answers on the surface. Number 3, do not get nervous. Do not think that I do not know, and don't waste time thinking. Just keep on writing whatever is coming to your mind. Those questions which were tricky, you can come and solve them later. Fourth thing, there would be something in physics, chemistry and mathematics or economics where calculations are required. Sometimes, in fact, most of the times the calculations are pretty direct, but sometimes while the paper is being set, something happens and some calculations take unnecessary, undue long time. Do not waste your time in solving those. Write everything, put all the values. This final answer carries as 1 mark. Out of 4, 3 marks are for all the steps that you've already attempted. For that 1 mark, you cannot leave 10 marks paper in the end later on. A lot of children make this cardinal mistake. I wasted so much time in calculating this particular question which was not getting solved. Hence, I could not attempt 15 marks or 20 marks paper. I don't want any child to face this ignominy and feel bad about it, because you know the answers. So attempt everything, come back to those which require longer calculation. Third, do not think that children sitting in front of you or behind you know more than you. You know it. Do it yourself. Just don't worry about what others are doing. If there's a child in the room getting upset, or an examiner or an invigilator is talking to the child, checking his bag, whatever, or his pencil box, do not get disturbed by that. You concentrate in your paper. I have heard many a time children telling us, there was so much noise around the room that I could not do well. So learn to sit like a zen, shut out all the noises. It is possible, believe me. I mean, you guys listen to music and still can study. So that way, even if people are talking, you should be able to do. Second thing that I've also heard, sometimes in some schools you're made to sit on smaller chairs than the ones which 10th or 12th graders should be getting. Say, for example, the room that given to us, you see, grade 6 room. So you preconceived notion, they'll give us smaller chairs, smaller desks. Even if the desks are smaller, don't worry. 3 hours and 15 minutes will not hurt you. It does not matter. The size of the desk should not disturb your peace of mind. If it does, it will harm your paper. So irrespective of the kind of room you're getting, in AC environment or a non-AC environment, some noise outside, some disturbance in the paper, that should not affect your concentration and so-called joy in writing the examination. Don't let any other thing disturb you. Third thing which I have noticed, the papers begin at 10:30 and get over at 1:30. 10:15 you're given your answer sheets. 10 o'clock you are allowed to enter the room. 9:30 you must reach the venue. Supposing you reach the venue at 10, you will not be allowed to enter if you're late. So please see the examination venue one day before the examination, or your parents go and check it out if you are still studying. Somebody sees it. Try to target reaching 1 hour earlier than the given time on your admit card on the first day at least. Account for traffic disturbances. Account for a breakdown in your whichever vehicle you are using. Account for people blocking the roads because many parents come to drop their kids and the road leading up to the examination center is full of cars and people. So account for all those problems, reach 1 hour earlier. If need be, please park your car away from the school, walk down to the school smartly. Now that means you start pretty early from your home. Your exam is going to begin at 10:15, but you have to start from home say 8:30, 8. A lot of children forget to take their breakfast. Nervous, tension, last minute revision. Mama, don't ask me for breakfast. Please don't make that mistake. You will require energy to write your exam till 1:30. Body is not going to be functional if you're not glucose rich at that moment. Your brain requires sufficient energy too. It's not only the muscles who require. Your neurons also require. So take good breakfast, relax. At that time, no revision at last minute. And then go and carry your lunch with you. Once you finish your exam at 1:30 and you're coming home, you'll feel famished. And nobody allows you to drink tea or juice, anything during the course of examination. I'm so sorry. So if you haven't had breakfast, children, you will miss it and you will not enjoy your exam. You feel sleepy, tired, foul in mood. And thirdly, do not argue with the invigilator for anything. You will be only wasting your time. They are trying to do their best and you do your best. Understand the limitations of the place and understand. Oh, lastly, I must tell you, you must go in uniform. A lot of schools send you back if you're not in uniform and you will not have time. Fourth, carry your I-card. Fifth, have 2 copies of your admit cards made. Keep one always in your blazer or in your bag. Second, the original you carry with you this thing. You're supposed to carry a transparent writing pad. Please do carry a writing pad. A lot of children are not used to carrying writing pad. Why? Oh, we're so grown up. We don't require a writing pad. Sometimes we get bad desks in other places where we go. The planks are uneven. Your paper may get bad. So having a writing board will be a wise decision. Carry them for all the 5 exams because your rooms keep changing every time. Sixth, carry a transparent water bottle. Carry it with you. You don't wait for somebody, get me water. Because those 3 hours I've realized children do feel thirsty. But if you have your own water, you don't have to worry. Take a sip whenever you want. Fourth, sufficient pencils, eraser of your own. They don't allow you to borrow things. Sharpen pencils. Don't waste time sharpening pencils here. 2, 3. So these things take care of what else is required. That you start revising now. There's ample time. It's November. Your exams are starting in February, but we will take your pre-boards for heaven's sake seriously. Don't think they're now important. And in pre-board, do your 60% course very well in the first pre-board. In case your school gives a revised course, then you do 80% course. Believe me, 20% you can master later. Yes, this tip I'm giving to children who have not yet started. Starting is very, very difficult for you to revise a 100% course for pre-board immediately. Master 60%, do reading of the remaining 30-40%. Next month, revise the remaining ones. And last month, you should be revising your whole course again and again. There are a lot of sample papers your schools would be providing. And CBSE has also put it on their website. Examinations are fun. Believe me, when I say it, because the results are really cool in CBSE. And you're going to be one lucky kid who will get great marks. Now the second question of Mr. Thakurta. He said, how does the smooth transition from schools to university happens? It happens when you have taken your study syllabus very seriously and you have, reasonable understanding and you apply logic. You use a lot of common sense. All competitive exams are all about common sense, plus logic, plus some recall. So if you have that, you will crack it. English is very simple. Maths is logical in most of the examinations, basically numeric. And there are books available in market for mental ability tests. Please do that. Practice 10-15 pages of that. Lastly comes a GK. Those who have to write Delhi University CUET tell us that this GK portion is very tough. Why was it tough? Because last 4 years we never looked at a newspaper. Something so basic, so simple you have not understood or do not recall because your mind doesn't lie in say cricket or football or music or dance and the questions could come from anywhere. So my suggestion would be buy a yearbook, read it after your board examinations. There will be enough time between exam and CUET. Your subject you have already prepared, just keep revising and now master some of the facts of things that happen in that year. So CUET would be easy if you do your GK portion well. All those who have say yoga and physical education as a subject. Let me tell you, yoga paper is not held by Delhi University, it's only physical education. So in case you have something which is yoga, then prepare for physical education of 11th and 12th. Other subjects, you can choose many combinations. All are you've studied, and you write exam only in those what you have studied, and you will do well. And lastly, apply in many colleges, give your preferences, which can change later on. CUT is not tough. And in case you are participating in a number of co-curricular activities, look for ECA for that particular area of interest, which colleges offer seats in, say, music or in dance, which kind of dance, or yoga, or in, say, badminton, certain games. Some colleges want more badminton players, some colleges want more tennis players, some colleges are specializing in, say, cricket, and they want to complete their cricket or football team. So whichever your area of interest you have, look for those colleges, apply in those colleges, definitely look for the courses that you like, look for more than one course so that you get a dream college plus a good course. And last question that Thakurta asked me was corporate. Studied. How do we bridge the gap between education, either schooling or university, to the work area? All work areas require a certain amount of personality. They want their employees or managers or top level to have people management skills. People management skills, even for the junior most employee, is important. And that can only happen when you are ready to work in a collaborative setup. With nuclear families, with no interaction with peers or cousins or an elder brother or younger sibling, children are used to sense of entitlement. Learn to hear no and accept it. This will happen in corporate. All your wishes will not be granted by them like your parents do or your teachers allow. Learn to hear a no, learn to work with others, learn to be told your work is not up to the mark, and then you should not be defending yourself. You should say, I am going to make it better. Believe me, sir or madam. And you do make it better. And believe me, if you have the desire to be one of the best employees, you will be. You require a certain degree of tech skills, whether you are a computer science or IT student or not. But tech skills application, everybody must learn. We all use technology every day. Just learn it well. Learn to make presentations. Learn to use AI well. It can really help you. Third, develop communication skills, and that can both English as well as Hindi or a mother tongue, whichever language, but develop sufficient language proficiency, learn to write mails. And thirdly, there are different demands of each sector in corporate. So once you have got the necessary qualification, I believe that you have the basic qualification to fit in, but if you don't have, then nothing like that internship will not teach you. Post-college, don't sit at home idle. Take up social internship, take up community internship, take up corporate internship that will prepare you for which job would you go for, and it will give you the necessary edge over others who are totally green fingers, who do not know anything about the workforce that they are entering. And lastly, keep revising your dreams once the first one gets fulfilled. All the best.
It's a Matter of Principles by EDU TV.